Hi, welcome to I'm Not Knitting. I am going to do a Mary Maxim unboxing today. I think I explained last week in my video that I was doing a fake unboxing because we're in the middle of the stash smash um, with a couple of different channels. Hooked and Steeped with Lynn, Little Acorn Handcrafts, and Linda's Pantry. So I'm trying to get my little dopamine hit, not buying any yarn, but showing you maybe some yarn that I have never used before, or that I bought to use for something amazing and just have never touched it. So let's take a look and see what we have from Mary Maxim. So let's start with something that I don't think a lot of people are reviewing, but I think it's something that people shouldn't sleep on because I actually do know this yarn under a different name. So this is Mary Maxim Living. This is, whew, it is 100% anti-pilling acrylic. It is a number 4 weight, machine wash cold. It says lay flat to dry, but I've tried it before and it's fine. You do whatever you feel like doing. Don't take my word for it, but it's fine. I think it's fine. But what's really cool about this, I'll turn it the right way, is that this is literally the same thing as Big Twist Living. It's literally the same thing. And I found that out by watching Passionate Kelsey. I was like, you're kidding me. I love Big Twist Living. And the fact that they have it there, I think this is like $2.99 a skein. It's so inexpensive. There's not a lot of colors, but they do have some nice colors. So I bought 2 different colors of purple. I thought that this would make a cute thing to go together. The dark one is called Purple Magic, and the light one is called New Lavender. Wonder what old lavender looks like. The other color I have is light gray. They all have the same stats. The colors are really pretty. I'll show them all up close together. Here we go. It's a really nice yarn. It's the anti-pilling effect is really nice. I should do like a little anti-pilling comparison because anti-pilling is my favorite yarn to use. Because I make a lot of wearables, so I try to use anti-pilling when I'm making wearables. And so maybe sometime we'll do a little comparison on different anti-pilling acrylics, and this will definitely be in the running for a top one. Okay, I'm not sure anything can beat my Premier anti-pilling, so we'll have to see. Okay, so the next thing on our list is MJ Off the Hook Designs Timeless Tones. I have a couple colors of this. I actually have 5 colors of this because I made a blanket out of it. Of course, I have 5 completely unused skeins. I actually have more than 5 unused skeins because I always overbuy for yarn. So this is a DK weight. And if you don't watch MK's Off the Hook Designs, you absolutely should. I've heard she's going through some troubles right now. So go support her, watch her videos. She's great tutorials. She has a lot of things for free, and she has a lot of really good patterns that are on Etsy, etc. And she recently started her own yarn line through Mary Maxim, and it's nice. I'm trying to think about the best way to talk about this. If you look at this, you can see it's got an interesting texture. The colors are absolutely stunning. So let me give you the stats. This is 100% anti-pilling DK weight, so it's a light number 3. It is, looking for the washing instructions, machine wash, maximum temperature 104 degrees Fahrenheit, don't bleach, can be tumble dried, do not iron, and it's suitable for dry cleaning. So that's interesting because it doesn't always, yarn most often says don't dry clean, but this says it can be dry cleaned. So this color is Soft Time. Look how beautiful that is. I'm sorry, I have a lot of green in my background between my shirt and my carpet. So This is Coastal Blue. This one is Faded Denim. This one is Toasted Almond. And this one is Vanilla Frosting. So this, I made a blanket out of all of these together for a little baby. The base color was white. I think I showed a picture of it a couple weeks ago. And the yarn was beautiful. It's a nice DK. It's a nice weight. What I would say is work with it a little bit. If you buy it, work with it a little bit to find the right hook. I feel like I probably should have changed my hook before really finishing my project because it's a little bit splitty, but it could have been a little bit less splitty if I had maybe tried to find a different hook. By the time I thought to do that, though, I was already far into the project and I was like, oh, I don't want to start over. So I didn't want to completely mess it up or mess up the gauge or anything. Okay, so the only other thing I think I have from Mary Maxim, I haven't bought a lot from them, but I want to buy a little bit more. I have some of Bag a Day's yarns. So she also, Bag a Day, Crystal from Bag a Day, she has a really great yarn line through Mary Maxim. If you haven't checked out Crystal, please go check her out as well. She has so many great patterns on her YouTube page and so many fun videos. She's great to watch. Very knowledgeable about our craft. And she makes her own hand-dyed yarns now as well and is selling them. However, she does do these. This is called Tonal Hues. It's premium anti-pill acrylic. I only have one color of this. I might have one more that I got like in a surprise pack or something. This one is called Melancholy Blue. It is a medium 4-weight. Care instructions are wash using gentle, delicate cycle for 2 minutes and lay flat to dry. I probably will test this wash and dry. We'll see. It says do not dry clean. This one says do not dry clean. What I love about this is the ombre nature of it. I do love ombre yarn. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. What's crazy is I've also bought some other colors of this, her solids, and I'll show you those in a second. I still haven't tried them. So I have my hooks out. I thought maybe while I was sitting here, I might actually just try to work up a small little swatch to see how it is to actually work with it. So the other two colors I got, one was when the solid hues first came out, I actually bought one of the kits that came out, the Afghan kits. This is the Afghan, if you look up close. I really like braids, and I thought this would be really nice to make. So I chose this one. And the only thing, I chose a different color. The color in the picture is Sculptor's Medium, and it's pretty, but I wanted something a little bit brighter. It's not crazy different. So I chose Aesthetically Pleasing Seasoning. Now, I don't know what people think this is from a seasoning perspective. I always think it might be paprika because aesthetically pleasing. I always think of paprika because what good is paprika for except for making deviled eggs look pretty, right? Like, I don't know. That's why I thought that, but it's not exactly the color of paprika. So maybe it's something different. I don't know. Tell me what you think it is. Now smoked paprika, that's different. It does actually taste like something. Regular old paprika, I don't think it tastes like much. So the other color I got, I am part of Mary Maxim's quarterly Afghan club. So quarterly, I get an Afghan kit from them. This is the pattern that came with this one. It looks pretty basic. I haven't really taken a peek at it yet. And of course, it came with the color in the package. This doesn't look terribly difficult. I just haven't gotten to making it yet. So it's a really pretty color. And it is called Fluffin' Sweet Stuff. I love that she did like little, what's the word I'm looking for? Computing. It's a quiz. It's a riddle, like a little riddle for her names. Fluffin' sweet stuff. I don't know. You tell me what you think this is. But it's a really beautiful color, whatever it is. Now, here's what's interesting about this yarn. I do think that it is the same exact base as the Mary Maxim brand anti-pilling yarn, which is this. I have a couple colors of this. I have this color, which is called Copper, has the same, actually the care instructions are a little bit different. Because remember, this one says you can wash using a delicate cycle for 2 minutes. Who washes anything for 2 minutes? And lay flat to dry. This one says machine wash in warm water, tumble dry normal. Do not iron, do not dry clean, do not bleach. So, but I really think this is the same base. So let's hold these up so you can see both of them together. They look really similar, don't they? I think it's the same base. I honestly think it's the same yarn, which is why I want to test this out. Maybe do a little swatch on her yarn balls and see if what it would be like if I just washed it. So I have this in black, white, gray, and this color. It's more reasonably priced than this. This is not expensive, but Crystal's yarn is not too expensive. It's totally worth the price. But this is a little bit less expensive because it doesn't have the extra branding on it. So just a thought. And I know that there's different colors in Crystal's yarn, but you can get quite a few colors. I don't remember exactly how many in this Mary Maxim. And this goes on sale really regularly. And it's like way cheaper. Okay. So that's my Mary Maxim yarn that I have. And let's take 1 second. Let's get out my crochet hook and test one of these. What size hook does it say I need? An H. Let's use what they say. I know everybody uses the millimeters. An H or I think it's a 5. Yeah, a 5. So typically, I go down a hook size, and I can show you why. If you ever see me crocheting, you will see that I don't wrap my yarn around my fingers like a lot of people do for tension. I didn't learn to. When I learned how to crochet, I did not, that just wasn't a thing that I did. So I never did that. And so, like, you know how some people like do this whole, I don't even know what you do. Like, ooh, weave in and out of your fingers. I literally just hold the yarn in my fingers like this. It's just held there. Maybe that's why I get pinky cramps, because I'm like holding my yarn. So let's just do like a 10 stitch swatch. This is pretty nice. Yeah, I probably would go down a hook size for my blankets because I don't use super tight tension. I tend to crochet relatively loosely. And so it takes me sometimes for sweaters, if I'm following a pattern, which is not often, I have to go down 2 full hook sizes in order to meet gauge, which I say meet gauge loosely because it's not like I'm using gauge all the time. So I just want to get to the next row, because I don't know about you, but the first row always feels like it takes forever working into the chain. So I don't think it's a really good depiction of how it feels to crochet. And yes, I am using TL Yarn Crafts hooks. I know there's a little bit of controversy out there over whether people like them or not. I happen to love them. And if I could get more like in singular sizes, I would definitely have extras in the sizes I use a lot. But I don't want to buy a whole nother set, because the larger hooks, I'll show it to you. The larger hooks, these. I don't really use them very much. I might use this guy, which is, what is that? It's a J. I might use a J, I might use a K, but I really don't use the bigger sizes very often. So it's hard for me to justify buying a whole nother set of them. I would rather be able to get like 5H's or 5.5 millimeter, whatever you want to call them. I use a lot of I use H probably the most. G I use a lot, which is what, is G a 4.5? No, G is a 4. And then I do actually use this hook, which you can't necessarily find very often, which is a 7. It gives you that 4.5 in between a G and an H. And I use that quite often for my worsted weight because, again, I crochet loosely. Okay, let's try the second row. Dun, 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 dun. Do y'all do a chain 3 to start your next row, or do you do a stacked single crochet? Tell me what's your stitch of choice. I typically do a stacked single because it looks like there's no separation between stitches as opposed to a chain, which can make it look quite different. But if I'm doing a granny square, I don't usually use stacked. I usually use a chain 3, but if I'm working row by row, I do stacked. And if you want to, in case you don't know what that means, a lot of people, when they raise up their hook to the next spot, they'll chain 3 and then turn their work. Here, should I go like this? Turn their work and then skip that first stitch. That will count as their first double crochet, and they'll go into the second stitch. What I do, and a lot of people do this, it's not like I'm the only one who does this thing. I chain 1 and then I single crochet into the very first stitch. And then I wish I could show you this. You pick up the side of the, I'll do a close-up later, I promise. If anybody wants me to, just let me know. I'll do a close-up on my dining room table. That's really the only way I can do it. But you kind of slide your hook into the side of the first single crochet you created, drop another loop and do another single crochet. So it looks like this. It actually looks like a stitch as opposed to just 3 chains. Okay. I think this is lovely to work with. It's really smooth. It's really pretty. It's very, the stitch definition is good, but I would want to go down a hook size for myself. Okay. So I'm definitely going to make something with this now that I've actually tried it. It's really funny how much of this I bought without ever trying it. And I bought it at different times. Like I just felt it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to like this. And I do. So, all right, that's what that looks like. See how it's kind of loose. I need a smaller hook size. Okay, but we will add this to our list of anti-pilling yarns to try, right? I got to save this for my Afghan just in case I need every inch of it. So I'll start thinking about a video comparing some anti-pill yarn. That would be fun. Okay, I think that's going to be it for us today. Hopefully you got a little bit of dopamine from not being able to buy yarn. We've got a little bit more than a week for the stash smash, and we can do it. We can do it, everyone. We can do it. We can get by without buying more yarn, right? We can do it. We can do it. All right. Now, what are we going to do for September? We got to start thinking about that since we only have a week. Am I going to try to not buy any yarn in September too? Maybe use some of the stuff that I've shown you? That would be interesting. Interesting. Could I do it 2 months in a row? I don't know. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.